Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. Yeah, I know, it's been a long time. Just been super busy working on the house. Took a day off here just to do a quick video. Way overdue, and I want to do a couple shout outs. Got some stickers came in. Actually, they've been in for quite a while. And we got some mail that came in. So let's get right to it. All right, so we got Max Grant here from Western Australia, and he actually had sent us 2 stickers. I gave the other one to Chuck Bommarito, and this is way overdue. Sorry, Max. I mean, I've had this for seems like 3 months now. But Max has an awesome channel, and I'll put a link in the description. He's doing some really neat stuff. And he's also working on expanding his shop, or shed as he calls it. And most of you know Australia's got some pretty serious fires going on, bushfires they call them. But he's on the other side of the country, so I think he's pretty safe where he's at. So there we go, there's Max, thank you. Okay, and then we've got Chuck Bommarito, outside screwball. And interesting, Chuck was the first guy that I ever met as far as another YouTuber goes. And Chuck is just a great guy, probably one of the nicest guys you'd ever want to meet, and he's got a really good channel. So you definitely want to check him out if you haven't already, and I'll put a link in the description. It's just, for some reason, we just never got around to getting our stickers exchanged, but we finally took care of that. Okay. And then we got Sierra Specialty Auto. That is Joe Way, and he's got a neat channel. He does a variety of stuff, not just machining, but yeah, he's got some good content, and you definitely want to make sure you check him out as well. Alrighty, thank you, Joe. Okay, let's move on to viewer mail. Oh, before we move on to viewer mail, look at this. Santa Claus dropped us off an Optivisor, so I guess that makes us official now as a hobby machine shop. We also got a couple other things. My neighbor saw this at a swap meet. It's one of these Ajax number drill holders, and it folds down flat. Pretty cool. I need to clean it up a little bit, but that was a nice find. Okay, and then I'm not sure if we'll have time to show any photos, but yesterday I was busy changing the thermostat housing on the wife's car. Actually, it started a few days ago, and we had a fail, and we had to redo it. So if time allows, I'll put some clips at the end of the video showing this project. Okay, viewer mail. All right, so Jim Todd, he's over in the UK. He's one of the viewers. He sent us a little package here. And what it is, it's a 2020 calendar of Scotland. Okay, really nice photos and so forth in here. Jim is rebuilding a South Bend Heavy 10, similar to mine. And I had sent him some parts a while back, and we've been exchanging some emails and so forth. And interesting side story. So my channel name is the Air Cave Shop, or Our Cave Shop, and I got that from our family name. So in Scotland, in the town of Ayr, or I call it R, that's where the Crawford name was thought to have originated from. And it's in the Ayrshire region of Scotland. So, you know, we kind of exchanged that in a couple of emails. So He had told me he had actually been there, and it's very nice. And I haven't been there. um, so he sent me some um, tourist information, and then just recently he sent the calendar over. So thank you very much, Jim. We'll get that up on the wall here. Okay, so from Tangent Engineering, which is Jim Enos, he sent us one of his Bridgeport quill feed wheels. Sorry about that, I got a little tongue-tied. So I haven't opened this yet. I've had it for a few weeks and just haven't had time to open it up. So let's have a look at it. This is a model BP1. There we go. Okay. It's got big instructions in here. Okay. Looks like it's well packaged. Wow, that's really nice. Well, thank you very much, Jim. And let's go over to the mill and see how it works. Go fit it up. Okay, so hopefully you guys can see all right. So this is the feed handle that came with my mill, and the one I've been using, the only one I've ever used. And it has a release. You just pull this back and you can change the position of the handle. And for the most part it works pretty good, but you will have times when you're going back and forth trying to do some production work and moving quickly. You'll miss the location that you're trying to hit, or it'll have some residual drag and end up moving where you don't want it to move. So, I mean, it's better than a fixed handle, but there are some issues with it. So hopefully the wheel will alleviate all of that. Okay, let me take this off, and then I'm going to show you the original handle for the mill. So this set screw just rides in one of those grooves there. Alright, so this is the original style Bridgeport handle, and other than today, I've never had it on the machine. So it has a little ball detent in here, and you just kind of snap it on. Find the position that you want, and it just snaps in there. So not too bad, but then you've got to snap it out to reposition, find your new spot, snap it back in. So it's a two-handed operation. Yeah, so these are pretty inconvenient from what I can see here. Like I say, I've never actually used this handle. It already came with the other one. Okay, let's get that off of there. Alright, well, I didn't read the instructions as usual, so try to get the logo upright. And make sure that's backed off. So this set screw's got a pointed, not pointed, but kind of a ball end to it that will lock into that groove. All the way backed off. Try to get the the logo as vertical as possible. Okay, just a little bit of snuggage on the wing nut there. I mean, that's about as easy of an install as you're going to do. That's pretty slick. All right. Well, tell you what. Let's punch a couple holes in something. See how it works. Let me get set up. I'll bring you guys right back. Okay. Try to get you guys in here as close as I could, and not have the tripod in the way. So. We're going to try these annular cutters. Okay, so I really like these, and there's been some other videos out there. These are really nice if you haven't used them for punching large holes, and they cut smooth. They leave a clean hole, and I think they're fairly accurate. They do have kind of a weird shank with two flats. It's a 3/4 shank, and I just run them in a 3/4 collet. But they do make adapters that you can buy on eBay and I think also on Amazon that'll adapt from this shank to either an R8 collet or a Morse taper 2. One thing is you do need to run these in either a drill press, a mag drill, or a mill. Something rigid. You can't use them in a hand drill. They have to be held rigidly. So, anyways, let's start with the small one first. Just got a piece of hot rolled, looks like 1/2 inch. Stick it in here.
Just gonna set this up by eye. I'm not trying to be perfect, just for a demo.
These will also be called roto broaches, sluggers. There's different names for them. This one is it's a Durabore, and it's from the UK. I don't know if that'll show up or not, but it's kind of got an interesting profile on the grind, a little different than the other ones that I have. Most of the style I have are like a relatively flat type tooth. This is an import. I do have a couple others. They can be a little pricey. You kind of have to, watch eBay and so forth. I try to get them when they're a new old stock offering. Okay, we'll grab a collet. And I try to run these at around 100 feet per minute. Just like any other high-speed tool. Okay, so I'm set up for 325 RPM. Trying not to get my arm in the way here. They do produce a stringy chip, so you got to break the chip as you go. And very little downfeed pressure. Yeah, you do get some wicked chips, so you got to be careful. But it's very smooth, guys. I don't know if you can tell if it's showing up on camera or not, because you know you don't get the chattering like you would with a regular drill bit. And of course, you don't need a pilot hole. There we go. Okay. Yeah, the only downside is those funny looking chips that you get. Okay, let me change the setup here and we'll drill the larger one. So this time I've got a piece of, another piece of hot roll. This is like structural steel. It's been punched and sheared. We'll just try to drill right around that existing hole.
Okay, I like that.
And I'm keeping the RPM the same. So I did the calculation. It should have been, I think 300 RPM for this one and 400 for that previous one. All right, here we go. There we go. There we go. Oop. A little on the warm side. That's pretty slick. So there's our hole. Look at that. I mean, there's essentially no burr, just one little quick pass with the deburring tool. And it's a nice clean looking hole. Okay, let's go back over to the bench and we'll measure these, see how they did for accuracy. Okay, we're back at the bench and using one of Tom Lipton's mouse pads here. Okay, so all I did was clean these. I did not deburr them. And I mean, there's almost no need to deburr. There's practically nothing there, but let's just hit it anyways. No, and I mean, you can't even catch a fingernail. This one's a tad bit rougher. It's a little thicker material. And then here's the slugs. Okay. Let's see what we got here for dimensions. So this one, actually this is the box here. So 13/16. And if we look at our decimal chart, 8125. So let's see how close we got. I know calipers are not the most accurate for measuring a hole. So 8125 would be 13/16. So dang, that's pretty close, guys. Let's try it this direction. So just a tad over. Okay, let's see what this one. This was 1.5 inches. 10 thousandths over. No, 1,000th over. Let's go this way. Jeez. That's pretty amazing. And that was an import version. Let's see what size slug we ended up with here. 1.36. Go this side. 1.36. Even the slug is pretty consistent. 1.37. Let me show you a couple other things here. So this is a test. So looks like a paint stirring stick, but it's actually for checking fluid level. And it's graduated in gallons. This one's for a round tank. This one's for an oval tank. And this one's for a square tank. And the name on here will probably give it away, but if you know what it's for, throw it in the comments. I also got this. I think it came from an estate that I've been helping with, and it's a shop made screw checker. A couple of the holes are messed up here, but they did a I don't know if this is showing up or not. They did like a jeweled effect, and then looks like they did a heat hardening or tempering, because it's got the kind of looks like colored case hardening. See it better on the back side. I thought that was cool. Somebody made that. It has a kind of an interesting texture. They did the I think they just use a wire brush in a drill press or a mill to get that jeweled effect. They just spot along and keep moving it, maybe with a little bit of abrasive powder. Yeah, but anyway, I thought that was cool. Okay, guys. Hey, I brought you back. I wanted to show you what I think is probably the best example of how this wheel is going to be a good time saver. So here's a typical setup when you're going to be drilling and tapping some holes, and you're usually going to start with some type of a starter drill or spotting drill, and now you got a situation where the quill's way up and you're going to have to crank it down quite a ways to do your spotting, and that's going to require that you reposition your conventional style handle. Then you're going to back off, and you're going to take out your spotting drill and then put in your your regular drill, tap size, what have you. So now you've got a new position that your quill's going to end up in, and you're going to have to reposition your handle, do your drilling, come back up, take out your tap drill, and then you're most likely going to want to countersink a little bit. So you throw in a countersink. Okay, and so now the quill is going to be in a different position again. Handle's going to be in the wrong spot. You're going to have to reposition it to get a good comfortable working spot. And then you're going to go to you know, probably a tap follower or directly to a tap. Let's just do a tap follower. And I didn't bring out the tap handle, but you get the idea. You set up your tap follower, and then your quill is now in another position. So now your handle, you got to move the handle again. So, you know, this is going to be a great time saver, especially for those of us like me. I don't have a DRO yet. So typically you've got to finish all your operations before you move to the next location. So that's going to work out really good for that. So just wanted to show that. I mean, when we were drilling the holes with the annular cutters, you know, we're kind of staying in the same place, but you know, this is a good example of real world how, you know, your quill depth changes, you know, throughout the same process. So anyways, I think it's a great product, and once again, thanks Jim for sending this wheel to try out. Yeah, so thanks for stopping by, everybody. The feed wheel looks like a winner, and thanks to jimenos again on that. The only thing I might change is I'm not really crazy about this wing nut on here. I might change that to a thumb screw, but other than that, it's really nice. And I think we got some time. If you guys want to stick around, I'll throw in some random clips, a little bit of work I did on the car, and some other random stuff. So thanks for stopping by again, and Happy New Year, and we'll see you on the next video. Working on replacing this thermostat housing. Boss lady's car. It's buried down in there, of course. And right now, I've got to get this. Let me see if I get a pointer here. This cable right here is wrapped tight around that housing, and it goes down underneath, and it's way under there. I'm trying to get the retainer clip loose on it so I can get some more slack. Yeah, this is I pulled the alternator out just for extra clearance. It wasn't that hard to do. Yeah, so 2000 Ford Explorer. Thermostat housing is definitely no issue on these, and along with a few other things, but I mean, overall it's been a pretty good car for us, but just got to take care of a few things here now and then. So picked up a bunch of material. Yeah, I was helping a buddy clean out his father-in-law's estate, and he made me a good deal on all this stuff. A variety. We got, you know, there's brass, there's hex stock, there's some plate stock. So this is good stuff to add to the stockpile. And then also got a lot of drops. There we go. Also got a lot of drops, various materials, copper, brass, aluminum. Yeah, good stuff to have in stock. Also got a nice assortment of lathe tooling. Got a bunch of you know, brazed carbide, you know, all different types, and high-speed steel. So this is good stuff, and you know, worked out a deal again with my buddy for all this stuff. Come here, buddy. Come here. Come on. Come on, buddy. You want a doggy treat? Hmm? You want a doggy treat? Can you shake? Hmm? Can you shake? You are shaking. Yeah. Come on, shake. Give me your paw. Give me your paw. Give you a doggy treat. Here, here's one. Here. Good boy. What'd you do? Swallow it? You're supposed to chew them. You're supposed to chew them.